Earlier, the one, okay, I'll have to modify the meeting invite recording and then record it started as it will start. Okay, now what I'm going to do is for the duration that I this is of brand 425. Let me start with the data type. So, int and begin are two different data types. When the value has occurred beyond the this number of bytes minus this is the range 21,000 I don't know for 2,13,457 to 2,13,006 2 lakh no I think 576 my bad 21 lakhs 36,576 bytes. Up to this number int will agree. Later point of time what would happen, it will not be able to update this int value also. Okay. So now let me show that what are all the values that we are going to insert and delete. Obviously, again, so let's start from SRC stud. Let's start updating each and every value. We have defined SNO as int, right? Now, for any particular value, update this SNO value to a really large number and we'll see whether we are able to update it or not. So, int to begin. What could be the largest number? So, the largest number is something like this. I have given one update. One second. Yeah. Update SRC underscore stud. To this really long number, which is the which can occupy the memory beyond these bytes. Okay, let's start with this. Where uh, this is SRC underscore stud, right? SRC underscore stud. Set SNO equal to this really long number, where student number equal to everything is here. 101, 101, 101. But let's actually do it for the Jesse, anything unique? No. Rest name equal to Jesse. Let me give it as is Jesse. The two things should get updated. We'll see what it is going to. Okay. So for this record and this record, it should get updated with the Jesse record. Okay. 1, 2, and then I think 3. 3 records should update with these values. Okay, because S name is equal to Jesse, or we'll see where S name equal to Jesse. How many are coming? 3 records that are coming. Let me update that SNO with really long number, which is 576, 36,576, 21 lakhs, more than billion, almost a billion number. With a billion number, I'm trying to update it. Okay. See what happened now? An arithmetic overflow error converting expression to data type int. This is so big that serial number cannot accommodate this much big number. Okay. Okay. So we encountered this error. Now what can we do? What can we do? You can just go ahead.
Change the data type.
Alter table. Yes. Alter table. That SRC underscore stud. Table name. What is the column? Alter column.
enter
SN.
column SN number
Data type as what? Begin.
begin.
Or you can give when creating itself, you can create the table as like that. Okay. Now, because it's an already existing one, I'm using the alter table command. Alter table, name, alter column, serial number, data type as begin, and then it should be not that column. Okay. Now let's execute this. This got executed successfully. Now, if you just go ahead and see SRC start column, let's see how is it display getting displayed. Let's see. In other way, how can we, why is it actually getting some system timeout at all? I'll have to let's see. In other way, how can we get the SRC stat column to see information underscore schema dot whether the data type has been changed or not? How can we figure it out? Tables where table name equal to
SRC underscore stat.
okay. This is the base table, and you want to see the columns in that. What is that? The table name is SRC stat. You just have to simply change information schema dot columns. Instead of tables, give it as columns. You'll be able to see. Serial number is changed to begin. The data from end to do. Okay. Now let's try to update this value and we'll see. The same value, same statement, I'm processing it.
Yeah.
Three rows affected. So this is the what we call a kind of epic number that I saved for begin. Okay.
Yeah.
Try with anything like, it may not be 576, 577, or you can change it, whatever. But it should be of this long, like how many characters long? I think how many it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 digits one. Okay, try with any number. This is the difference between int and begin. Clear on this one?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, yeah, that's good. So this was the difference between int to begin. Now, when you are coming with the now another thing is ncat, cat, ncat. Sorry, char ncat or nvarcat. What is the difference? Okay, cat or ncat, anything. It could be numeric also. Varcat and nvarcat. Okay. So what is the difference between cat and varcat? How does it matter? So both are going to store the characters only. Both are going to store the characters only. However, char anything, even if you are giving numeric values also, it is going to store it as a character. It is going to occupy. Even same case with ncat. Varcat, what it will happen? 1 second. Amma. nvarchar, what it is going to do? Suppose I have defined, so this one itself. I have defined nvarchar as 40, the maximum length, right? If you are defining it as a char, right, what it will do? It is a char up to 40 characters it will accept, and it is going to freeze that memory until 40 characters. Even it is not occupied by those 40 characters. See, hardly the student name is kind of, 5 to 6 characters, but 40 characters memory it reserves. Okay. And char, what it is going to do, it will not release that memory. Even the maximum length is 40 characters is not continuously being utilized. Whereas n varchar
Okay.
is 40, beyond 40 characters, it will also not store, it will truncate, similar to char. But what it will do, if you are actually storing it as 5 characters for this particular field, right? For this, the rest of the 35 character memory, it is going to release to the database engine. Clear on this one?
సో క్యార్ అయితే 40 క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఉంటే 40 మనం 5-6 చేసినా కూడా ఓన్లీ 40 కన్స్యూమ్ అవుతుంది అంటున్నారు.
Even n varchar also similar to that. You don't find the difference the way it stores actually represents and all. Character also
Okay.
character of 40 and a maximum 40 character length you can define. Okay, let's see. Let's alter this column for char of 10 only. Okay, one of the columns is name as char of 10. Alter table, alter column. S name. S name పెడదామా సబ్జెక్ట్ పెడదామా? Subject of 5 to 10 characters తో చూద్దాం.
Okay.
Okay, now let's see. And then you can alter this table. What is that? The table column as S name, varchar 10 or n varchar 10. And is the dynamic number, it's the SQL databases that we are. Okay, both of them got changed now. If you see under information underscore schema dot columns. So this is n varchar of 10 and char of 10. Now, if you see the data, you can just update with just with 1 to 10 characters and then we see. Okay, the persons and all. Let me see what is that. It's one. See here. And these 10 characters, if you see of n varchar.
I thought varchar అంటే వేరియబుల్స్ అండ్ ఆల్ఫాబెట్స్ రెండు
Members and variables,
తీసుకుంటాను.
anything can be stored. Anything, alphanumeric characters. Okay.
ఈవెన్ క్యార్ అంటే ఓన్లీ
is only character.
ఆల్ఫాబెట్స్.
Everything will be disclosed in the character. But we'll see like how we will update this value, S name as well as subject also for 10 characters. Let's see. So here it is a S name is SR system, right?
Yeah.
SR system, S name is 10 I have given, right? Where S name equal to Jesse. Let's see, in place of Jesse, I'm just updating with the 10 values. 1, 2, 3, all alphanumeric in the quotes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any special character. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Beyond 10, if you are keeping, it is going to truncate all these values. Okay. Now let's see whether it is getting updated or not. Anyway, it is not going to update with all these things. What I do with the personals. Now it's you consider a special character for alphanumeric 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. You want to change this 10 characters, it gets changed. 3 rows get affected. See, S number equal to 1, 2, 3, R percentile underscore name. Okay, it just changed with the alphanumeric values. Now what I'll do, I'll just try to update this value with one more character. What it is going to do, it will not allow you to update with beyond 10 limit anywhere. Because now Jesse has become this, right? So I will give this this under set condition, name underscore ph, something like this. Okay. Now try to update this. This is more than 10. So because it is more than 10, it is giving an error. It would be truncated. It is not an error, it is a message, warning it is giving. Okay. That it would be truncated has been terminated. Okay, fine. Let's see then whether it has changed or truncated, how it is got. It did not go beyond this name that got truncated underscore ch. Suppose you want to update this way, instead of name, I want to go with only underscore ch. Okay. Then how is it getting updated? We'll see. Just wanted to change the difference. Okay. Same thing. I'm just wondering. String or binary would be truncated. Okay. And it did not get updated because it is beyond 10 characters. Okay. Similarly, go with the subject value also. Char or envar. Subject is a char one, right? We have selected subject as char here. Okay. Char of 10. Now, what I'm trying to update this with. Subject is equal to SFB. Okay, 9 characters I have given. Let's see at the 10th character, if it is how is it updating. So subject also, it just updated 1, 2, 3, 4 percentile. It is how many characters it is there? 4, 5, 6, 6 plus 3, 9 characters only. Okay. You want to update it with one more, then obviously we can just update going with the.
బట్ సబ్జెక్ట్ అనేది మనం క్యార్ ఇచ్చినాం కదా, వేర్ క్యార్ కాదు కదా.
And there is no difference when you are seeing it at outright. Anything, that's what I was trying to explain. Anything that you mention within quotes will be interpreted as a character only. Okay. And we conversion copy paste చేసేప్పుడు స్టోరింగ్ లో అది డిఫరెంట్ బేస్ లో స్టోర్ అవుతుంది మెషిన్ లాంగ్వేజ్ లో. But idea, it will be treated as a character only. Anything that you mention, that is what I was meant. Okay. So if you just say that, you know, at the rate, the quotes, it is going to store at the rate. Okay. Zeros affected. If you see, subject is something like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, beyond 10 characters, if you want to give something like, you know, envar char also beyond 10 characters, you want to give. Okay. Submit the right one. This will give an error. This statement is going to give an error. Right?
Yeah.
Because it is more than 10. Okay. So you don't find any difference when you are actually saving it. I mean, like, you know, when you are actually retrieving or working on it, obviously you got an error. Then you cannot update with one at the rate 1. It will be only subject at the rate only 10 characters. Here also only 10 characters. So ideally, you don't find any difference between character and envar char while visualization, but where it exactly differs. So I have reserved like, you know, envar char of 10 for my S name. So here S name is only 6 characters. The rest of the 4 characters, because it is envar char, the rest of the 4 characters memory will be released to the database engine. That space will be. Whereas for subject, even if it is null value, the memory occupied by 10 characters will be with the subject only, will be with this table only. It will not be released to the database. Clear, Andy? At the internally,
there is still not slight confusion ఉంది.
Sorry?
నాకు స్టిల్ స్లైట్ కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉంది. అంటే ఎగ్జాక్ట్ కార్ అండ్ ఎన్కార్, వేర్కార్ అండ్ ఎన్వార్కార్ దాని డిఫరెన్స్ ప్రాపర్ ఇంకా అర్థం కావట్లేదు నాకు.
నాకు ఒక్క నిమిషం అండి, నాకు కొంచెం ఫ్యాన్ దాంట్లో వినపట్లేదు. సారీ, టెల్ మీ.
నాకు ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ ఇంకా ప్రాపర్‌గా
అంటే మీకు
రావట్లేదు.
ఇంటర్నల్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. దట్స్ వాట్. ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఇక్కడ సో హియర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మై n varchar ఫర్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్. S name is you can't find it outright. That's what I'm trying to say. S name is n varchar. Outside it will be same character and n varchar. But why developers will do? Because of optimization, database optimization and all. Okay, memory space. ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసే సబ్జెక్ట్ వచ్చేప్పటికి మీకు క్యార్ అయింది, రైట్? సో in varchar I reserved it for 10 characters, right? So S name lo it is not always the 10 characters length of the 10 character, right? It is like, so the memory, it will be less than 10 also. The max length is 10 characters. It could be less than or equal to 10, right? So when it is less than 10, the memory occupied by rest of the 4 characters, this will be released to the database engine. You're getting my point. Okay.
In varchar, okay.
Dynamical n varchar. But whereas character, you have defined it as a 10 characters, right? Even though there are no values that are getting populated, the memory occupied by reserved for this 10 character will not be released. That will be this will be occupied. Something like your concatenate and delete.
Okay. So then char ki n char ki difference endandi? Like varchar ki n varchar ki?
I'm sorry?
Char and n char ki difference enti?
N varchar ante meeku memory occupation.
N char.
Sorry, what is that?
No, n char ki char ki.
క్యార్ అండి అంటే లైక్ కొంచెం మీకు డైనమికల్లీ క్యార్ అండ్ ఎన్కార్ కూడా ఉంది. దిస్ ఇస్ అన్ ఓల్డ్ డేటా టైప్ అండ్ న్యూ డేటా టైప్, అంతకంటే ఏం లేదు. క్యారెక్టర్ లో కొంచెం ఇంటర్నల్ మెమరీకి పెట్టారు తప్పితే వాళ్ళు బైట్స్ కి అవుట్ రైట్ యూ కాంట్ ఫైండ్ ఎనీ డిఫరెన్సెస్. సిమిలర్లీ varchar and because these data types were being inherited from Oracle initially. Oracle is the database that was developed in the 90s కాబట్టి మీకు క్యార్ వీళ్ళ కొంచెం లైక్ బ్రాండింగ్ డిఫరెన్స్ లాగా వాళ్ళు చేంజ్ పెట్టుకోవడానికి n char అంటే న్యూ క్యార్ అని ఇట్లా పెట్టుకున్నారు అంతే. n varchar. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ద n varchar. బట్ క్యార్ ఆర్ n char serves the same purpose. Same varchar as well as n varchar also serves the same purpose. Okay. So there's no difference. So, but however, whenever it is a character value, unless it is a kind of blocks or something, then people will go with the n varchar only in SQL Server. Okay. Now, here comes with the float value, a large difference of float value. Now what is the data type that we are checking? Written the data types and what next? What next is the float value. Kada char and varchar we are done. Now let's come to this one is the float. So what is a float value basically? Okay, so joins or just cross joins. Start just the 2 days. What is a float value? So float is also will store the decimal values. Float is also used to store the decimal value basically. But the precision, the way it stores is different than a decimal. Meaning, so float and decimal difference ఏంటంటే decimal లో the number of decimal points, decimal digits are finalized. Okay. So if I have given float of 4 ante it is going to store something like 2^4 of bytes of memory. In that, the way that you are storing the byte value, decimal value will be stored. But it is system dependent. Suppose you think that, the byte value has encountered, the decimal points are more number of decimal points it encountered rather than what it is defined at all. It is going to round off the value. Decimals will never round off the value. Suppose if I am giving it as a float of 1, meaning that 2 power of n bytes, 2 bytes of memory will be stored, something like this. Float, so it is going to store those many number of bytes. So float is little tricky kind of thing, and so what I'm going to store. So see, here CGPA is the float value that I have defined. I'm going to store different ones. So the bytes in terms of bytes, it is going to store. But float will reserve the memory in terms of bytes. So how it is going to store the memory in terms of byte, in the sense, if I say that, float of 1, float of 2 and all, it is going to be stored as a 2 power of n bytes. 2 power of 2 to the power of n bytes. It is going to store. So unless it crosses the memory, what it is going to do? It is going to store the decimal value. Unless it crosses the memory. Okay. It reaches the memory point. But once it reaches the memory point, like the memory overflow it is getting, right? It will never come with the memory overflow exception. Similar to that into begin, when we are saying that, we see this, arithmetic overflow exception and all, we got it, right? So you will not get any overflow exceptions. Okay. But it will not store the accurate value that what user has entered. Any overflow exceptions will not be encountered. But it will not store the accurate value. The way that user has entered once it crosses the memory. Okay.
Memory ante 2 power n ade kada.
2 power n bytes. Bytes. We don't know exactly. So the bytes and all, like how did it process the memory. So kind of what will happen then, what it will do when it is not throwing the exception, in the sense, either it is going to store it in exponential format, similar to our cells, or it will round off the integral value. Okay. So it will remove the decimal part and it will round it off to integral value. Okay. So let's do actually altering this by float of 1, float of 2 and all, any of the decimal values. What is there basically? Any of the decimal value? What is the SRC stud lo manaki undandi basically? Decimal the information and scheme order columns chuste. Yeah. I have given CGPA as decimal, but percentage and a thesis dana. I will add percentage. Okay. And I'll add it as a float value. Right. Let me add a column, alter table.
Alter table, SRC stud. Add a column.
For 10 minutes. Once float, we will do this Sunday. Tomorrow we'll continue. Okay. Alter table, SRC stud. Add percentage, add column, or you don't have to do the add column. Add column percentage, float of 1. I'm just giving this statement. Column is not added actually, only in terms of constant, you will have to specify it. I'm just adding the column. Okay. Now, if you see, a new column got added, which is a float value. Percentage is a float value. Okay.
Okay.
So the data type, float data type will be stored as a real. So float or real are same. Okay. Someone asked you what it is there and all. Okay. This is a float or real. So this is more important. It will be never be storing it as a what we call decimal. 25 already is there. Data types. Okay. So it will never come with any error at all. So what I'm going to do now, the float, if your decimals are getting increased, right, it will give preference to the integer value. It will round it off to the complete integer. It will consider only the integral values. It will truncate the decimal values. Whereas if you are giving it as a decimal will store the accurate value. If you are giving 10 comma 2, decimal of 10 comma 2, meaning the total length of the integer, including decimals, should be 10, meaning 8 will be your numeric value, 2 should be your decimal value. Okay, when you are defining it 10 comma 2. In that, if you have given, integer value beyond, beyond 8, something like 9 integers you have given, and the decimals 2 is fine that you have given, it is going to store the 2 decimals as is in case of decimal value, whatever it is, the 2 decimals that you are entering, but it is going to truncate that extra integral value, what it was you have given, other than 8 digits. Okay. Getting my point, Andy?
Yeah.
We'll discuss
Yeah.
all these examples, then you will get. Whereas in
Yeah.
float, what it would do, you are not mentioning how many decimals and all. You are just defining the bytes. So, but you can still store the decimal value. So 8, 10, and suppose assume that, your until 8 digits you have given and 2 digits you have given, it is fine. 9 integer you have given. Then instead of truncating that one integer, extra one integer, what it is going to do, float, it is going to truncate that decimal value. So instead of 0.44, it is going to round it off to 0.4 or, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.4. It is going to accept that. It is going to accept.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is going to
Yeah.
cut the decimal parts first. It gives the preference to the integer. Even if it is integer is too long, then it is going to store it in the exponential form. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's see. Let's enter the percentages and we'll see how it is going to update. Let's update and we'll see how it is going to update these percentages and all that stuff. I'm going to update the float is tricky, so I have marked this many number of statements. With float of 1, how is it going to do? I think I have given it as a float of 2. With float of 1, let's start with the percentage. What am I going to do? SRC underscore student. Set percentage equal to, okay. CGPA is the decimal value. What we have defined the CGPA decimals, we will take it later because 10 comma 2 we have defined. Precision is meaning 8 to 8. Okay, this CGPA we have. Now it's a percentage. Let's define. Percentage equal to where S equal to 6. Or cheaper. Or for all. If I'm going to give the S number equal to 1, then it should be for all, right? So it is 1 not 1, right? Other than these 3 numbers, it is going to update the same. Okay. Let's see. Let's start with starting from, digits, then how it is behaving. We'll see. Set percentage only. Filter column. Percentage only, na? PR.
Yeah, percentage.
Correct and spelling CENTAG.
PARCENTAG. Yeah.
So let's give the value. Okay. Initially like 12.12. How it is behaving. 12 rows affected. Now let's see how it is displayed. Select start from start. All the 12 rows. 12.12. How it just affected. How it's stored percentage 12.12. Okay. Because the bytes are not exceeding the rest of the 101, it is expecting like that. Now I'm giving increasing one by one. Let's see how it is behaving. Okay. So it won't be any difference until like, it's the maximum value of 112.
Yeah.
Each and every digit, I'm just going to increase one after the other. I hope recording is on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Similar to
yeah.
this. Two. Ideally, it should be only 2 digits, decimal ones. What it will do if you are defining decimals, it will truncate the other 2 and it is rounding off to the next 2 only. Okay. So what it did,
Okay.
1122.11. It exceeded this one. So system automatically
Yeah.
rounded off to this one. In decimals, it will definitely only these 2, it will. Okay. But
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
value, nothing it has changed. Similarly, give the difference to increase one more integer value. So how much it came? So for digits, I'm just telling 1, 2, 3, 4. 0.1234. So it is going to do only 1234.123. Let's see whether it gets updated or not. 1234.123 until 3 digits, it's fine. Now I'm just going to
Yeah.
increase the integral part. I'm going to increase the decimal part, one more decimal part. What did happen for decimal part? It just
It will
updated,
round off.
not throw any error, but it just got truncated to the previous one. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Last decimal digit is truncated. Right? Now, let's
Yeah.
keep 1, 2, 3, 4 standard. Okay. Or 1, 2, 3 standard. And let's start increasing the numerical part. How it is behaving, we'll see. I'm just going to give it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Where S number equal to?
If I don't give where, it is going to update for everyone. Now, how it is going to store. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more decimal got truncated. The more integral values that you are increasing over here, the decimals, the decimal positions, it is getting truncating. If you see.
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever it is a float of 2 is total 6 values. Total 6 values. The more and more increase, it is getting decimal. Okay. Last decimal is getting increased.